Champ select. Gonna see who we get for bans. I mean, Riva and Shy Slushy both have their sort of set target bans that can go against them. But I'm wondering what they're gonna ban out against this purple team. Ari, I'm thinking that's for Falcodile, who plays a lot of Ari.
I wonder if he's gonna be their mid laner. Because he's most known, as far as I know, for his 80 carry Jinx.
True, but I mean, Stooster, I believe, is that 80 carry. He is who we saw last game, and I'm going to expect him to be 80 carry again. But there's the Aurelia ban. Shy Slushy still taking those bans, even though he says he never plays it.
Unless, of course, it is Adopt a Noob Night.
Yeah, unless he's trying to teach people how to play, and then that's obviously his go-to pick.
Fiora ban in there also kind of a little weird.
Yeah, Fiora, definitely not the most competitive pick. Like, we don't see a lot of people going back and forth on that. But she can just 1v5 teams once she hits, like, those big PowerPoint couple items, like that Ravenous Hydra or Yomu's Ghostblade. So, interesting to see that banned out.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to her nerf, even though she's going to be able to duel 1v1 better. She won't be able to take out entire teams. And then Rise, lastly, they don't want Slushy playing that.
And the Janna pick.
I mean, really solid support. Can't really go wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, Janna really sort of kind of impressive at the bot lane. She can just give her 80 carry a free BF sword when it comes to that point, and yet is like the queen of peel between the Howling Gales, Tornadoes, and that Monsoon.
So Falcodile locks in Vi, and it kind of makes me chuckle because I hope he's on it, because he is highlighted in the top 5 fails on Machinima Realm of him and his team getting 3-man wiped by Baron on his Vi.
And I'm wondering if he does play that Vi, which Vi we're going to see. Are we going to see that full damage Vi, or are we going to see more of a tank Vi? Because you get the full damage Vi, but if you can't instantly nuke out the enemy 80 carry and go 1-for-1, then your team's just at a very big disadvantage.
Yeah. We're probably going to see what he's going to do with that as far as build goes, depending on the next couple of picks.
I mean, the Nami's definitely going to be there for some really good disengage if Falcodile does instantly get nuked out.
That'd be interesting to see a mid-Sona.
Mid-Sona hurts, especially with that Lichbane power chord. There's not much you can do against that.
Yeah, but in the same regard, she doesn't really have wave clear, so it'd be pretty easy to get her under her tower.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to make a farming bot lane with both supports having a heal. However, the Zillion pick, I'm wondering if that's going to be in the bot lane, especially now that his passive's a little nerfed.
Not too sure. They insta-lock the Twisted Fate over on the red side though. He played that in the last time we saw this team, I believe.
Yeah, and he did really well with it. I mean, it's a pretty strong pick still in the meta. It's just that you need to be able to work out that destiny to make it very effective the first time, or else it's a long cooldown blown with no advantage.
Yeah, that along with what really separates Twisted Fate players are those that don't really know how long their pick-a-card lasts, and they'll Destiny in, and then their gold card will be gone, and then they'll just be useless.
I mean, gold cards are gold cards. It's a 1.5 second stun, which can be followed up on with a bubble or a vault breaker or an assault and battery. So, interesting to see how that's going to play into the team. But Shy Slushy insta-locking that Jace for the top lane, which means it's going to be a mid lane Zilean with a jungle Maokai.
Yeah, in this case, if I was Fakadal, I'd definitely be looking to go damage buy. Because there's a lot of pretty pickings on that blue team.
I'm surprised by the Zilean mid pick though. I mean, Zilean's not the highest burst damage mid laner. Yes, he has some burst, but he's going to become an ult bot at one point in the game, and with no set hyper carry on that team, the ultimate's going to be mediocre at best.
Yeah, multi's hovering over Akali. Unless I'm wrong, last time we saw this team, he had Akali banned against him because in their first game of the night, he did extremely well on it. So we're gonna get to see him play it, maybe.
And that's going to be in that top lane against Jace, who actually really struggles against people that have more than one gap closer, because he can hammer away her the first time, but then she's just going to come right back with a second charge of the Shadow Dance.
Yeah, and if he tries to gate Q her, her Shroud gives her increased movement speed, so it's going to be a bit easier for her to dodge skill shots.
And that's locked in. Definitely some surprising picks here. I mean, jungle Maokai not typically seen. Zilean mid still not even seen that much, but
And his passive isn't going to be doing anything for his team.
yeah, I mean, unless they decide to group up really early, but then that takes away a lot of the laning phase and a lot of the gold income, and you're trading that for experience.
Yeah, and Jace and Corki are both champions that are pretty heavy item reliant.
And I'm still struggling to see who this Zilean's going to be ulting to make the most out of it. I mean, Corki does have some mid-game burst damage, but is going to get blown up by the Akali, by the Twisted Fate, by the Lucian come late game. And other than that, you're not going to want to resurrect a tank in Maokai or a support in Janna. It's just not the most effective use of the ultimate.
And you definitely don't want to use it on yourself either, because you're a Zilean.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe speed up some people once you come back, but if the rest of your team's dead, it's just not really going to make a difference.
Yeah. In total, just really quick scanning of the teams, I'm going to have to give it to that purple team already. I mean, the Stooster's shown us that he's a godly AD carry, and that was on Ezreal, so I can only imagine what he can do on Lucian. And Rock Forever's already shown us that he's really good on that Twisted Fate. And Multi had that Akali banned against him already when we didn't even know who he was, so I'm really looking forward to see what Purple Team has for us this game.
That being said, Multi has a teleport, whereas Shy Slushy's taking that Ignite, so he's going to have the extra offensive summoner when it comes to fighting, but Akali's going to have a bit more burst if she can dodge out the Shockblade skill shot.
Yeah, and outside of his Hammer E, he doesn't have any way to stop that teleport to go out.
Yeah, and I mean, if Multi can teleport down to bot lane and pick up a quick double kill here or there, then that makes top lane over, along with that bottom lane being useless. So really, that's a twofer just by taking the teleport.
At the moment, I'm definitely liking Purple Team more than Blue Team, but the last 10 times I've predicted a win, the other team won, so
Go Blue
we'll see
Team.
what happens.
Alright, a minute and a half left. What do you think we're going to see for skins?
Well, I'm assuming Jigs is gonna fail me as all the Namis always do. And not run. Oh, Nami. I forgot the name already.
River Spirit.
River Spirit. I'm assuming Falcadal's probably gonna go with Neon Strike Vi. I get the feeling Falcadal's a Neon Strike Vi kind of player.
I mean, it is one of her better skins. I'm really hoping to see a Christmas Zilean and a Christmas Maokai. It's getting that time where you really need to be in the spirit, so that
Dude, no.
I would really like to
It's
see those come out.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving's not like a real holiday.
I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
Yep. Janet, monsoon me out of here, please. I can't do this.
Dude, it's totally ready for Christmas. It's the best time of the year, and you can't even deny that.
See, you need to grow up in a Mexican household because Thanksgiving was the ish.
I mean, I was Italian. I mean, we do have our Thanksgiving meals, but I still personally like Christmas.
I mean, I guess. We are about to go into that loading screen.
Yeah, and then I believe we're going to talk about skins real quick and then take a break for a second while we let the teams just mull around their jungle.
Do some emote spams.
And we've all... I know, River Spirit Nami. There you go.
Oh, she hasn't failed me. Maybe they'll win this time.
But Falcon Island, no skin, and no Christmas skins. Disappointing all around.
It looks like absolutely everyone has failed us today. Except Jinx.
However, Shy Slushy with the best Jace skin, and Jumping Llama being all the victorious Janna, showing off some skills, I guess?
Some Season 2 prowess.
Yeah, and then Magnificent Twisted Fate definitely got a huge burst of... what's the word I'm looking for? Usefulness?
Fashion.
Yeah, fashion, there we go, when the model rework came out, so good for him.
We have some... I guess I'm just gonna call him Polar Opposite Lucian at this point. And some Blood Moon Akali showing off that Blood Moon line that Callista will be a part of soon.
Which just looks absolutely fantastic. Alright guys, 1 second and we'll be back when action actually starts happening. And we're back. Junglers getting leashes at their respective buffs. Top lane for the Maokai and bottom lane for the Vi. And we're going to see what their ganks constitute as.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's Jungle, Maokai and Jungle Vi, both of them have pretty decent ganks pre-level 6, so we'll see what they can get going off.
I already see a 4 CS lead, 5 CS lead in the mid lane. This Zillion just throwing out double bombs against this TF. Other than that, not much going on. Both junglers finishing their second buff, and we're going to see if they decide to go for a gank or if they decide to just farm the jungle a bit more.
Slushy's already going pretty aggro heavy in the top lane, just took a tower hit.
Yeah, I mean, he has the CS lead. He already got multi down to half health, even with that cloth 5 start. And both bot lanes now hitting level 2. Nobody really going aggro, though. Shy Slushy gets ganked by Falcadile, but no follow-up from multi.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication there, or he just didn't want to go in on that yet.
Rock Forever pulling a blue card. Nothing really gonna come of that. Both lanes having really good sustain, and no bubble's gonna land, but Ryva and Lima being already forced down to half health.
Yeah, this bot lane is having some really equal trading going on. There's really good Janna shields coming out, there's good Nami heals coming out, so as much stuff as you see happening in the bot lane, nothing's really happening.
Yeah, not really sure where the first blood's gonna be coming out. I'm guessing it's gonna be the top lane at this rate. But Rock Forever going really low, and Mediocre NA is gonna flash, gets the first blood. Meanwhile, the flash from Smoky Mirrors on a Falcadile. Not quite sure that was necessary.
Yeah, he definitely should have saved that until after Falcadile flashed also.
A good bubble lands onto Ryva. Stooster's gonna eat a tower shot for it, though.
But he does get a lot of damage on Ryva and an auto on Lima Bean. And he pretty much forced Janna out already, so it's going to be 2v1 for a bit.
Already a tier onto this Zillion. He's just gonna be able to start stacking that up.
Yeah, definitely not what this TF wants right now.
Ryva eating tons of damage. The bubble's gonna knock him up, and the heal's gonna come out. Over the exhaust goes down onto Jiggy. Not Stooster. Not really who you want to be slowing up there.
Yeah, that was almost indefinitely a misclick, probably.
That being said, Stooster gonna be able to stay in lane with these Nami heals while Ryva has to back. And the fact that he's
Smoky
not...
Mirror is in the bot lane now.
But a nice piercing light is gonna take down Ryva.
That is not... I do not expect Ryva to die from a piercing light.
Yeah, that's a bit unexpected from someone of his caliber. Red card's only going to land on one minion. Mediocre top NA eating a lot of minion poke by just trying to force away the TF.
Yeah, well, he does have a significant lead.
Multi hits 6 and chunks Slushy down super hard. One more combo like that and Slushy's probably going to die.
Yeah, but since he just hit 6, he only had one charge of Zilt, so he can't do that again. At least not immediately.
The Flask is doing a good job at keeping Rock Forever relatively healthy though. Bubble's just gonna miss onto Riva.
Phosphorus Bomb is going to do a lot of damage onto Jigs, though. However, she is a healing fishy, so she'll be able to heal that up eventually. Good gank from bot lane.
A nice Vault Breaker landing on to Corki and she's gonna go down.
That wasn't necessarily the best TF gank or even necessary, but that one assist is going to help him out a little bit.
They decide not to go for the dragon afterwards even though they had 4. Kind of interesting.
I don't know, maybe Crocodile thought 3 of them were going to die again.
Fair. They are going to shove it into tower, and now Stooster has a 16 CS advantage over Riva. And 3 kills. Really not looking good for this bot lane.
Yeah, it's kind of a repeat of what we saw last time. He's just kind of getting big.
Slowly but surely, already having that BF Sword pickaxe, that's a big damage burst, and those piercing lights are going to be doing a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to be facing when all you have is a Shane.
Yeah, and Riva just instantly forced the Valkyrie away, even with jungle help. Flash Twisted Advance, Stooster going really low. Gonna get shut down by Riva, but now there's a 3-man gank on the top lane. A Shy Slushy has no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, that wasn't even like a TF ult or anything. He just walked right up there.
And even with Falcodile, they just walked right in. There was nothing Shy Slushy could have done. Blue team's starting this dragon, but they're walking over a pink ward.
I think they have it though.
Yeah,
Not really any
Falcodiles.
contest there.
Unless Jiggy can steal it with a bubble. Nope, that's going over to blue team. But the teleport from Multi, and now they're in a bit of a pickle. Gold card gonna land a 2-man Vault Breaker. Multi going in. Nobody dying just yet. Mediocre failing the flash. Kill going over to Riva. Multi not gonna die just yet. Mediocre top NA still struggling to stay alive. And Multi's actually gonna walk away. Stun card landing onto Riva, and that's going to be a 4-for-1 trade. Got the dragon.
Crocodile does get the Elder Lizard, so he's going to be going damage by. I don't know if at this point of the game I agree with this decision, because they don't have a tank otherwise.
Typically, a lot of Vivs will pick up that Elder Lizard just for the clear time, but depending on his next item, if we see a Brutalizer or a Warden's Mail, that'll really determine which build he's going to be going here. And it looks like he's just going back to that top lane. Flash from Slushy. TF teleport gonna come in. Gold card getting pulled. And that's a dead Slushy. And another kill going to Multi. Now 3-0-2. Lima Bean just going super low. The tidal wave's going to come up, but Stu's eating a lot of damage from Riva.
Yeah, now Jigs is out of mana, so she's not going to be able to do absolutely anything to stop something Smokey and Riva can do.
Now Riva, just constant Gatling gun. Bit of a spectator bug. That's awful. That is just horribly annoying.
I hope he dies soon and that goes away.
I hope something happens and it goes away soon.
Imagine if Corky sounded like that all the time.
If you play his Red Baron skin, it actually does have a sound effect similar to that. Just a lot quieter.
That's what hell is made of.
Multi, now 3-0-2 with that red buff. I don't think Shy Slushy can even stay in lane now. It's just, there's not much he's going to be able to do against that.
Yeah, and something blue team maybe overlooked. They saw that Lucian was getting big and totally forgot that they have an Akali in that top lane.
Yeah, I mean, 9 kills for red team with both Vi and Lucian being involved, and Nami actually involved in 6 apiece. That's nothing to shake your nose at. I mean, there's going to be lots of gold across that team, even though they lost out on the dragon.
Yeah, besides Akali, all other 4 of the members have been involved in 6 kills.
And even though blue team was able to get the dragon and top tower, they're still down about 2k gold. Mid tower, not top tower. And Shy Slushy doesn't have a tower to back himself up. Looks like they're going to be trying to steal away this blue buff. Smite goes down, gets it for Falcadile, and he's going to get the kill also.
Yeah, now Slushy's in really bad spot.
Yeah, Slushy doesn't have a chance, throws down the Ignite, but the Assault and Batter is going to just take him down, and dangerous game going over to Akali. Definitely going to keep her alive. And Stuster is getting chunked out by this Corki, but with no hard engage really, there's not much they can do.
Yeah, at this point I actually think Oriva's the only hope for blue team to win this game.
Tidal Wave and the Culling gonna come out, and only Zillion's gonna go down there. However, now Lima Bean popping the Monsoon. Stuster gonna dash in right after the pushback and gonna pick himself up another kill. And please, for the love of God, somebody kill Corki. He's gonna just get this mid farm, and he is the shining light for red team right now.
Yeah, I mean, Jace just has been completely shut down. He's not going to be in this game for a long time. And I mean, Zillion's is Zillion. He's not going to carry any game. So it's all on Riva's shoulders right now.
And even with Akali being 3-0-3, she does have 3 item pieces with no finalized item yet. So I'm thinking she's gonna try and finish that Gunblade now that she's picked up the Cutlass as a 3rd section.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, she has the Revolver already, so she might as well finish that item first.
Lucian now finishing that Infinity Edge, while Riva is just now backing to finish his Triforce, or he wanted to back. However, Twisted Fate has something to say about that. Lands the gold card, but nobody's around to help him. And that actually sets them up perfectly for the next dragon.
If Falcadile wants to head there, looks like they're heading there now.
Yeah, just spawned, and with blue team's bot side not even close, that should go down fairly free. And it's starting to look already really desperate for this blue team, now 6k gold behind, and with no real super hyper late game scaling champions on their side.
Yeah, if anything, right now is when we'll get to see if blue side will be able to come back this game. Corky just picked up his Triforce, and that's Corky's big power spike, so we'll see if they can get a turnaround right now, and if they don't, I think that's going to be the game for them.
I mean, yeah, they've lost all tier 1 towers. They're already on the back foot a little bit, and if they get baited into an ace or a losing Baron fight, then red team's just going to be able to push down towers and maybe even get an inhibitor off just a single ace. Top NA taken down to half health with just a piercing light combo. Red team doing a really good job on vision control too. They have both alleyways towards Baron and towards Dragon warded, and so they're gonna know where blue team's trying to go right now.
Yeah, and they don't really have anywhere else to go, really. TF just picks up his Zonias, so it's gonna be even harder to kill him when he just uses his Destiny to get right into that back line.
And blue team's just wasting so much time hanging out in this mid lane, not getting anything done. I mean, they have both top and bottom waves pushing against them, so they're gonna have to deal with those eventually, and by then they could end up losing their mid tier too. They ping out Falcadile, who puts a ward over to try and steal the blue, but the numbers advantage is for blue side there. And Stooster actually sitting on a ward. Mediocre top NA needs to be really careful right now. Falcadile misses his assault and lands the assault and battery, throws out his excessive force, but the ultimate gonna get popped. Bubble's gonna land, Vaultberg gonna land that time, but he's living with just a sliver of health. Flash from Falcadile is gonna pick up that kill. But what can red team do to capitalize on this? Culling coming out, not gonna be able to pick up Janna, but they will probably get this tower. They jump onto multi, but Smoke and Mirrors is not tanky. That kill's gonna go down. Falcadile gonna get picked up by Shy Slushy. Jiggy now in a 1v1 with Shy Slushy.
She can probably win this.
Yeah, I mean, Shy Slushy's not doing much of anything, and the blue buff on Jiggy's definitely gonna help her out there.
She won because she had that skin, by the way.
Yeah, skin to win. You heard it here, folks. And with that Gunblade, Multi's going to heal up a large amount of health off just the Wraith camp. And with that tower gold, red team's just going to be able to base and try and set something up for the Baron. Unless they want one more dragon before they give it a try.
Jiggy's gonna go ham baloney. She picks up a Rylai's Crystal Scepter.
That's aggressive. I don't even know. The bubble's already a hard CC. The ebb and flow is really the only thing that's going to be affected by that.
Yeah, so she definitely does not want the enemy team going anywhere. And it's probably bought specifically for Ryva, so when he Valkyries away, he'll be slowed if she can get her ebb and flow up on him.
I mean, the tidal wave's going to slow him a little bit, but as an AoE spell, it's not going to be the full slow effect. And the same with ebb and flow, actually. I believe that's coded as an AoE ability. So, not quite
I have
sure.
never bought a Rylai's on Nami, so I would not know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's the most effective item by here. Red team's all circling down towards Ryva. Will they tower dive him though? And does Shy Slushy actually want this fight? Both teams mulling around in this bot lane. They both have vision. Multi gonna go into Shy Slushy and decides it's time to die. Shy Slushy pops the Hex Drinker. Almost gonna get the kill. Forces the flash even. That's surprising.
I don't know if he ran out of his ult.
Shy Slushy not even gonna push down the tower though. Just gonna try and base and not risk his life.
Yeah, he might
Maybe.
think that Akali's still there.
Now he decides to go in. Decides his team needs the gold. Picks that up. And keeping it an 8k gold lead. Ultimate from TF. That's going to kill him. And forcing the Ignite,
He
actually.
uses the Ignite too.
And now Akali has finished that Zhonya's Hourglass. So not only is she going to have that Shroud available, but she's also going to be able to Zhonya's once the Shroud runs out.
And Jiggy again, she literally wants to turn this entire battlefield into a sheet of ice because she picks up the Frost Queen's claim.
Hyper aggressive on this full AP Nami, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently she wants to be Lissandra.
Might as well, right? Something's got to work out. And Ryva only having a BF sword since he picked up his Triforce, not quite what you would want. Especially,
Things are slowly looking better for blue team. They are starting to get the items that they need to fight.
mediocre top taken really low by this Lucian. Tidal Wave just gonna miss everybody. And does Stooster want this? He does. He flashes hyper aggressively. Gonna get taken really low, popping the heal though. Gold card out from Smoky Mirrors. Zillion ult and the heal being blown just to keep him alive. And with no pink wards or oracles for the Akali, she's just gonna get away with Shroud. A piercing light takes him really, really low.
But a really nice double bubble stops that engage.
And a double monsoon to keep everybody a bit healthier. But now red team's on the run a little bit.
Yeah, they got a little bit greedy. They towered over a tiny bit, took more damage than they needed to. And they kind of went even in that trade.
And Falcodile trying to 1v1 Smoky Mirror. Gonna get taken down, but trades it for the Smoky Mirror kill. And Ryva eats a gold card, not going to be able to pick up the kill on to Rock Forever. And now Multi's trying to do something. Stooster keeping everybody really low. No culling available, though.
Yeah, interesting. Out of that entire sequence of fighting, we just saw both junglers go down.
And another blue buff going to be going over to red team. Now, what can Multi do with this blue buff?
I guess he just wants his ult cooldown off quicker.
Shy Slushy actually deciding to go Last Whisper over the Brutalizer, taking really, really low by the culling, but not going to be able to pick that kill up. Stooster decides just to go for the tower.
Yeah, he took minion aggro right as the cooling ended, so he didn't want to keep chasing that.
That's a free tower for red team. And extending it to a 10k gold lead before even taking Baron Nashor. Red team finds a Riva. The Shadow Dance not going to go over the wall. The Valkyrie's going to keep him alive. Rock Forever has his ultimate available, but not really in a position to lose it while blue team sticks to their towers.
And it looks like red team is just looking for a pick right now. They don't really want a siege, even though they have a TF on their side. And a Lucian actually. But they'd rather just wait until someone's out of position.
Yeah, they seem content just trying to strangle out objectives and just keep on the dragon control. But they don't even seem to think they're strong enough to start a Baron up right now.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to completely stall the game until that dragon comes back up in less than a minute.
They have the pink ward control here, but do they want this fight? Rival walks too far forward and eats a gold card. The Monsoon's going to keep him away a little bit. However, Assault and Battery going to land on a Mediocre NA, who goes down to the Akali. Now Smoky Mirror is finally going to get taken down. The ultimate onto Riva. Keeps him alive a little bit, but now Multi's just going to take Slushy down. Hammer form away. Falconau's going to miss the Vault Breaker, and his auto attack gets cancelled out. Throws down the excessive force, but gets exhausted under tower. Can he go down? Valkyrie offensively. Falconau's going to pick that up, but now he's in between Stooster and the base. And he's forcing the flash, but he's probably going to go down still. Riva can't really do anything. He's stuck on both ends. However, with no minions coming in for red team, it gives Slushy and Janna a chance to come over for backup. Now Stooster's stuck on his own, but can they do anything? From the Sky is going to go down. Stooster going to go down to Jace, but Riva now forced to heal. Multi gets ignited, throws down his Shroud though. Will he go down? Tornado going to give the kill over to Maokai.
Yep, red team definitely got really greedy there. And I mean, I kind of expected them to go down once the rest of the blue team came up at full health.
Yeah, if they just tower dived him as soon as the option became available, they probably could have just gotten the kill and walked away. But they waited too long, and blue team was able to come up and pick up a couple kills. But they're not going for any objectives. The dragon's now spawned, and Baron is up. And even with two members down, they're just going to base. Mediocre is basing on a pink ward and doesn't seem to care. I'm just going to let that pink ward live.
Pink ward.
I mean, he based on it. He knows it's there. He has to.
Unless he has that syndrome where you immediately open up your shop when you hit B.
You're just blind to the world of pink wards. Falconau's going to be able to solo this dragon. Culling not going to do that much damage. Wild Card's only going to land onto Shy Slushy and does a little bit of damage. But we once again just go back to this back and forth of the mid lane. Smoky Mary's going to flash. Going to get popped up by his bubble. Tidal Wave going to land onto two members. Stooster going really low, but he's going to live to fight another day. Meanwhile, Multi's taking out Riva. Chrono Shift going to bring him back to life, but Stooster's just putting out tons of damage. Going to get the double kill, and now Mediocre trying to run away. Gold card going to land, and that's a 4 for none. And it's looking like they want to go and break the base. Stooster has zero problems taking up the tower.
Yeah, I mean, this game is really flying away here. Even though Janna's on the opposite team.
with 3 people still down, they have a chance to get this Baron, or they can bait it. They have complete vision control, and blue team's not in any position to face check this.
Well, now we're gonna go ahead and see what happens here if Falcadal's worst nightmares come true.
And blue team's not even going to respond. You see Corki and Maokai both in the bot lane, and this is going to be a free Baron. And now Slushy finds himself in a bit of a predicament. Gold card landing, Ignite coming out, just no hope there.
He definitely didn't even want to be up there. Like, they knew that they were all gonna be up there.
Yeah, I mean, they knew the Baron was going down, even though they didn't have vision of it. And now the rest of the team's a bit slow coming up here. Chrono doesn't want to be there.
Chrono.
The Chrono Keeper.
The Chrono Keeper was like, oh no.
Can't rewind that time. He throws down the sweeper, but he's actually afraid to clear this ward out. Red buff gonna go over to Corki.
TF picks up his Lich Bane. So it looks like now they're going to be looking to start ending this game here with that siege potential they just got.
I mean, they already have that mid lane busted wide open with the inhibitor down, and with the bottom tier 2 going down to minions, they can really go wherever they want. Teleport coming in from multi. Just gonna scare him away.
Jiggy should have definitely bought a, what's that item called?
Mikhail's?
Magi's this game.
Magi's. Yeah, I mean, it would be fully stacked by now. What with 17 assists. Going for that death cap instead, though. The wave clear from blue team's trying to keep him into this game, but there's only so much you can do when you have to defend 2 separate lanes, and it's really a high order.
Jace finally gets his mirror mana, but
The tower.
already in their base.
Tower's gonna go down. Smoky Mirror's Twisted Advances onto a minion, and the red buff's keeping him super low. Gold card gonna give the kill over to Multi, and that's inhibitor number 2 going down. Blue card just chunking Slushy out. Same with a Piercing Light. Heal gonna keep Riva alive, but not so lucky for Jumping Lima Beam.
And Stooster absolutely does not care about these turrets right now.
No, he's just gonna laugh at him and walk away. Gonna go aggressively onto Riva with Multi. Gonna pick up a kill there. Teleport gonna come in a bit late. Stooster's gonna go down, ruining his spree. But they already have super minions on the Nexus towers.
And I don't know if Multi and Stooster play together often, but they have very good synergy together. They will both just dive in and not care about anything.
Yeah, and that's what brought them to the game victory.
We actually saw a lot of fights that game, but overall, Jiggy comes out completely unscathed, going 2-0-20.
Yeah, and like you said, Amejai's definitely would have been super cool there. But she just went with that death cap build, trying to do just as much damage as possible. And Lucian with the double lifesteal build.
Well, I mean, when you're gonna just be taking 10 turret shots in a row, might as well take lifesteal.
Yeah, I mean, so much lifesteal coming out. And just nothing that blue team had an answer for. That you could clearly see they were struggling to fight against it. and the gold meter just tells a story of purple team picking up tower, 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 and just running away with the gold to the point where they were too far ahead for anybody to do anything.
Yeah, after all their lanes basically got punished really, really early, their only hope of getting back in the game was the mid-game power spike from Triforce Corki. But by then, Purple Team was just way too big that they couldn't come back from it.
I mean, both teams having the exact same amount of wards, the difference in the supports being off by one, really no complaints of lack of vision there. It was just them getting caught out in the wrong positions. And, I mean, that double lifesteal build coming out of the Lucian, not even sacrificing damage for it, still going with 37,500 damage compared to Corki's 22,500. I mean, that's just what happens when you go 10-3-10 as Lucian.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that being said, we're going to take a 60-second commercial break while we set up for game number 2. Alright, who's going to be game number 2?